Welcome to Happy Hour Holidaze, your go-to podcast for business, entrepreneurship, and life stories. We want you to get out there, get motivated, and make your dreams come true. I'm your host every single week, Manny Fresh. We got Sean Febre, my co-host, and in studio today we got the man that makes the best food. not okay food, the best food here. We got private chef Trey Nichols in the house today. What's up, Trey?
What's going on?
Oh man, we're excited to have you on here, man. And just kind of tell us a little bit about your journey to becoming a chef, a really good chef, and what was that passion that kind of built up to food in general, the culinary arts?
Well, to be honest, being a chef was never the plan.
No.
Being a chef was never the plan. It was nothing I intended to do or anything like that. I was in college. I was in nursing school.
Wow,
and
that's a transition.
Right? I was in nursing school and I did not like it. I hated it. I was halfway through and I was trying to figure out like what I wanted to do. In the midst of all of that, I would like to cook, but nothing major. I would just like to try like little things here and there, and my mom and my friends, that kind of picked up on it, and they asked me how I felt about being a chef. I was completely opposed to it because I didn't think chefs made money. I was like, that doesn't sound like they make a lot of money. Like, I was following a little stigma, but I decided to give it a try. And I started off making small pans of things for my mom's coworkers at her job, and then it just went from there.
Did you go to culinary school?
I went to culinary school, but I went to culinary school for culinary management. I necessarily didn't learn all the things I learned now. I'm very much so self-taught.
Yeah. And they have that guy on Food Network, the tall dude that I think he's British or something. Not Ramsey, not him. He's like balding kind of, and he never went to culinary school. Now he's like a huge restaurateur. And he owns a ton of restaurants. He's an executive chef for a lot of places.
Are you talking about Bobby Flay?
No, it's not Bobby Flay, man. If you saw the guy, he wears glasses. He's a white dude. You don't watch it enough, then.
No, I don't watch it enough. No way. So then, how did you transition? Where was the first place where you started working, or did you just go straight into a private chef, or did you start like at some nice fine dining restaurants?
No, I literally, how it happened was I was in school. I was working, and then I was chefing on the weekends.
Gotcha.
So this was all 2019. So this was all pre-COVID.
Oh, wow.
This was pre-COVID, and then COVID hit. COVID hit, and that was around 2020, and I got fired from my job. So at that time, I was doing like little 1-2 gigs on the weekends. I used to charge $150 for everything. It was like all included.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no.
for a gourmet meal, $150?
$150. I used to charge $150 for everything. And I was just trying to get my foot in the door, just trying to get my name out there. And I didn't even have a chef coat at the time. I would like go cook in like an Adidas fit. So eventually when I got fired, I was like, I want to take it all the way. I want to see if I can do this full time. And I got my chef coat. I learned as I went. I gradually increased my prices, and now I'm here.
Wow.
You've cooked for like athletes and things like that you were mentioning?
Yeah, I've cooked for Sha'Carri Richardson. I've cooked for Aziz Al-Shair. He's a 49er. I've cooked for a couple different ones. I don't know all of them like that because I'm not a sports person. But I've cooked for Myron Golden. I've cooked for a couple different people.
Oh, Golden, is that the one that does the?
He's like the business guy.
The one that does the collectibles.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think so.
Maybe, yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah. That's so transitioning. So why did you not decide to go fine dining? You went private chef. Was it just because you wanted your own business and to kind of see where it goes from there, or?
I don't think I ever really wanted to work in a restaurant.
No,
I don't think I wanted to work in a restaurant. I honestly feel like I was never meant to work for anybody. I ran through so many jobs. I like within a 3-year time span.
Holy crap!
I was like fired, hired, quit, fired, hired, and one thing about it is I would get fired or quit and have a job in the next 2 days.
Yeah.
So I was always like, I always had kind of like a hustle mentality.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like meant for me to like work in a restaurant.
Wow.
And that's got to be somewhat of eye opener for you when you started charging them $150 for, for the whole meal and what it may be. And then you start saying, okay, well, the ingredients play a part on how much money I'm going to make. So you were just getting your foot into the door as an entrepreneur, and you had to learn, hey, I do have expenses. It has to be at minimum this cost for me to just break even. And then let me throw maybe 20, 30% on top. That way, you can make your money and you can pay your bills and things like that.
Right.
How was that journey? Did you read books? Did you attend maybe business?
I didn't do any of that, to be honest. And I had nobody.
This guy.
Literally, I didn't do any of
self-taught
that.
100%. YouTube University, at least?
Yeah, like just literally like it was trial and error for a lot of different things. I didn't have anybody to ask like that. I didn't have anybody who I knew in the Tampa Bay area that was really doing what I was doing at the time. And I just gradually increased. Like I started looking at grocery prices. I started looking at like the work, the travel, and all of this extra stuff. And at that time, groceries weren't as expensive as they are
When
now.
did you start, by the way? What year?
I started 2019.
2019?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Right.
I know. We've had people in here on this podcast, and they go, literally, I was ready to start my business. COVID hits, and now I'm like, what am I going to do? I got to readjust because I had a plan, and I'm about to launch. And then March 2020 comes around, and that changes everybody's plans, man.
Yeah, I didn't have a plan. I just went with it. I went with the flow. Yeah, I just went with it. And sometimes that's all you got to do is just go with it, and it'll happen.
Yeah, because if you plan too much, then you kind of psych yourself out.
Yeah,
and you just kind of said, all right, well, I'm going to just jump into it. See how this works out. And how does the process work when somebody wants to book you? I mean, I'm sure it's all a lot of referrals, because you've cooked for a lot of people. How does that process work when somebody wants to book you?
So I have a website. It's entreeats.com. And then they go on there. There's a option to choose like what are you looking for, and then it'll take you to an inquiry form. Yeah, you'll fill out my inquiry form, and it'll send me an email. I'll preview it, look at it. You can set up a phone call, or you can select how you would like to be contacted via email or text, and I'll shoot you a text, shoot you an email, and then we'll converse from there. Okay, you'll get a deposit or invoice with the deposit option, and you'll pay.
That's when they know you're serious. How many people do you usually cook for? I mean, could it be like 20 people? I mean, at that point, do you have a staff, or is it more like intimate settings?
So the staffing part is something that I don't have. I don't know how I feel about staffing right now, but what I do is I get a lot of up and coming chefs who want to learn and want to shadow. So I have them come with me. I'll have them come and see how to learn the ropes. So if I have a booking of 50, 35, 45, yeah.
Holy shit.
What's the most you've had?
120.
120? That's basically like a wedding.
It was a wedding. Yep.
Yeah.
It was a wedding. It was a wedding.
Oh, man.
120 is the most I've ever done, and that killed me.
But paid? Good?
It paid really well. It paid well, but I was like,
it's too much.
Never again.
Yeah. Or you just staff? Because I know
I had staff. I had 5.
Yeah, 5.
Still never again.
5 for 150.
I hear that a lot from people. It's dealing with the bride and groom and everything that goes into it. It becomes too much. Like for photographers, they're like, I missed the grandma. Now they're all of a sudden they don't want to. It's like, come on, man.
Because everybody at the wedding thinks they're important. Yeah. Everybody ends up thinking that, because I'm this person of this person, I need to be here. No, it's only one. It's only one person I need to listen to. And that's the people who paid.
Not even the brother. Whoever pays. Hey, is you dead? Okay, I got you.
Right. Yeah. Like literally, that's all I need to listen to is the people who paid. But it gets confusing.
So when you did that wedding, I'm just curious. Did you have like their kitchen at the venue, or did you have to cook everything, say at your house, or maybe at a different
venue? So the venue did have a commercial kitchen. So that was perfect. Usually, like when venues don't have commercial kitchens and you want like the whole 9, I have to go rent one and then cook everything there and then deliver it. It becomes a little bit more complicated, which is why I don't like doing super big bookings.
Yeah.
But I've also done a wedding at a mansion, and that was perfect because the kitchen was there. So that works better. Because it's easier. It's way easier.
And you said you had to go rent one. What do you mean by you had to go rent a commercial kitchen? Those are available out there? Are they called ghost kitchens?
I think so. So they're like, like prime example, if you see like an online cookie business, there's this online cookie business. They have the best cookies. I forgot their name. I went to a tasting and they rented a commercial space for me, and the online cookie business was next door. So they make all of their batch of cookies renting the commercial space. They'll rent it for the day and then ship all the cookie orders out.
Holy crap.
So you can rent commercial spaces. It'll be like a big building full of commercial ovens, stoves, sinks, like a restaurant kitchen, but like 3 in a row.
Wow.
How much do they normally go for? I know it's probably dependent on the hours.
Yeah,
that
it
you want it
depends.
for. I'm just curious for like say a day.
Probably like a day, probably like $500.
Oh, okay. So it's not outrageous.
No, it's not that bad.
And you got to clean it afterwards, right?
Yeah, you definitely have to clean
Or they'll
it.
probably fine you or something like that.
Yeah, same thing with buildings. You have to clean it. You have to make sure it's clean. It has to look exactly how it looks when you walk in, or they'll have a problem. So
Is that the same? Is that the same way it goes? If you cook for somebody at their house, you got to use their kitchen in order to make the food. So you just bring everything. You bring over the raw ingredients, and then you create the masterpiece, right?
yeah, so when I'm cooking for somebody at their home, I have all the ingredients. I prep some things so it's not taking too long. And then I'll use everything there. When I clean up after myself and everything like that. So, but I'll make sure that when they book, I'll tell them, hey, this is what I need. But what I need is what you should have in your house.
Oven, stove, whatever.
Pot, a pan,
Right. No, I bring my own pots and pans.
Oh, you do?
Because sometimes people don't have good pots and pans. And pots and pans play a lot in how the food is going to turn out, believe it or not.
Really?
Does it get a little bit awkward when you're there cooking and maybe they're hovering over you, staring at you cook? Or does that happen a lot where they're like, oh, what you doing? Oh,
Older
how's it
people.
going?
Older people, right?
Older people.
They want to have a conversation. They booked you for the conversation and the food.
So either
What kind
that,
of pots are those?
or they're trying to make sure I know what I'm doing. So if it's like an older person, like an older person, like let's say I'm cooking for like a family and the grandma's there, grandma's probably gonna be the one to sit with me in the kitchen and talk to me because she's gonna want to know either what I'm doing or if I know what I'm doing. And then they're gonna question me, but it's cool. Like I'm so used to it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I feel like it's what you pay for.
What kind of
So-
questions are they asking you? Oh, you didn't put too much in there, did you?
Yeah. So what is that? What are you doing with that? Oh, and how do you do that? See, back in my day, we used to.
That's what I figured. Yeah, I mean, it would be a lot of that. So, how do you get creative to learn new recipes? Like, how do you formulate? Like, what's the process of getting creative to start new recipes of your own?
Yeah, because you have the digital cookbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's for sale on your website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
EntreEats.com. Go get it. I find a lot of inspiration in when I travel.
Okay.
Like if I go to Miami, I go out to eat, I see something that they bring, I'm like, dang, like, what can I do with this? Or how can I remix this? Or what can I do it my way? I went to New Orleans. I got really, really inspired in New Orleans. I came back and I made etouffee.
Etouffee?
Etouffee,
Yeah.
crawfish etouffee.
I think I saw that one. Did you have it on your
on my page.
Yeah,
I did a
saw
video
it,
on
yeah.
how to do it. I made crawfish etouffee.
Oh, I
so
thought that was a lobster.
No, hell no.
yeah, so crawfish, they look like mini lobsters.
Yeah.
It doesn't know if it wants to be like a shrimp or a lobster. It doesn't know what it wants to be,
The
but
crazy thing is that out of that whole thing, you only usually eat the tail, right?
yeah,
Oh.
you only eat the tail. Same thing with a lobster.
Yeah.
You only eat the tail of the lobster and the claw.
Yeah, and the claw. I mean,
But yeah, I get inspired. To be honest,
yeah.
you think we're American, all American places are the same. No. And when you travel to different parts of the US, food is different.
Yeah.
Food, like how they cook food in Texas is not how they cook food in Florida. How they cook food in Florida is not how they cook food in New York. So it's all different.
New
It's all
York,
different.
New York has to be a pretty cool place to kind of get new recipes.
New York's food is very acquired.
Yeah?
But it's really
Oh,
good.
really?
You said it's very acquired.
Acquired,
Yeah.
Oh.
So if you're not like a broad person when it comes to different things, like I've had some weird food in New York, but it's really good. Like I went to New York, I
Like
kid you
cat's
not.
tail.
like bacon stuffed waffle with cheese,
That sounds fucking awesome.
but like syrup, but like a hot syrup. I don't know. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a lot going on.
But
it was
That's
good.
chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
That's like normal, right?
But it was like it was different. It was
Stuffed.
like
I don't know
yeah.
if it was,
Deconstructed.
yeah.
That's kind of what it's.
It was a lot going on, but it was really good.
When you were in New Orleans, did you go inside New Orleans, or when you were tasting all these foods, were you going to like the back country, like little mom and pop stores where they're doing like the Creole cooking? Because when we went on a road trip to Arizona, and we stopped just off the interstate and just stopped over here, and it was a French cuisine Creole place, bro. we had the best bisque that we ever had.
Mhm.
I would at least think it was like a lobster, or not a lobster. It was crawfish bisque.
9 times out of 10, the hole in the walls have the best food.
Yeah.
Fancy restaurants, okay, cool. No. Hole in the walls
Mm-hmm.
have the best food. Mom and pop places, the best food and the most creative food too.
Yeah.
Where would you say in Tampa, Trey, is like one of the best mom and pops that you're like, wow, this is pretty good?
I just went to
That's
one.
hard.
It is, right? I mean, I know Rooster in the Till is kind of like a hole in the wall.
that's not
I haven't been
That's
there
not
yet.
a
You haven't been
mom and a
there?
I haven't been there
anymore.
yet.
Yeah, it's really
It's
good.
on the Michelin guide now, so
Yeah, I know.
There
But
it
I mean,
goes.
it's just like back then when I heard of it, my buddy who lived in Seminole Heights, and he's like, hey, let's go to Rooster in the
Till's
Till.
fucking awesome.
I was like, okay.
That's
I was like,
hard.
this is all I'm going to get?
I would say it depends on what you're trying to eat. Breakfast, I like it's in Seminole Heights, Girl in a Grill.
I haven't been there.
Say that again.
Girl in a Grill.
Girl in a grill.
Yeah.
Girl in the Grill is really good. I like it's this coffee shop. It's a coffee shop and they sell good breakfast.
In
Because-
Seminole Heights, too?
Yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
called I forgot the name. It's called something. I like coffee too. I'm
Yeah.
a big coffee person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love coffee. I forgot what it's King State.
Oh, Kingsdale.
King
Yeah.
State has
Yeah.
really good food. I was
Really?
very surprised because coffee shop
Oh.
food is like usually
Yeah.
muffins.
Yeah, I know. I even heard that Starbucks has got the most unhealthy food out of pretty much any of the chains.
'Cause it's just heated
Yeah.
up.
Well, I was just thinking because it's heated up. I didn't know the ingredients were so bad.
Yeah. What else? Soul food wise, Mango's Catering. I mean, there's just it's
There's a-
tons of
yeah.
places.
I mean, Seminole Heights, that street going down where Ichikoro, is it the Ichikoro? It's on the corner of Florida and
Is that the
The
pho
ramen
place?
noodle, the ramen
the
noodle?
pho place.
Yeah, oh,
across
man.
the street from the Velvet Gypsy.
Yeah,
I know
exactly.
what you're talking about. haven't
yeah,
had
I
it
was
yet.
like, when I was living in Seminole Heights, I was like, man, there's so much good food off that road where Rooster in the Till, because they also have that one, man, I think it's like Cuban sandwiches or something like that.
La Segunda.
No, not that one. It's like, damn, man, it's like close to Rooster in the Till. I can't. It's off my head right now, but it's got like an open courtyard, and then it's got like, it's where it's got a bar in the back, like the mangrove. No, it wasn't mangroves. Damn,
You don't.
it's got the bathtub. You know the bathtub where people take a lot of selfies.
I know exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about. Mandarin Heights.
Yeah, Mandarin Heights. Yeah, that's the one. I was like, damn it,
This
man.
is Mandarin
Yeah.
Heights. They have good drinks.
Yeah,
their
they do.
drinks are fire.
I know, right? It's like the coolest vibe in there, and it's really.
I'll throw one out there that nobody's ever heard. I just
Oh,
went-
you looked it up, you little.
No,
bitch.
I went on Tuesday.
Do
It's
it.
Maze Al Reem USA Pita House.
I have no idea what that is.
It's a Middle Eastern restaurant. I got the shawarma there, bro. I mean, I was high, so I don't know if that played a factor into it, but it was the best shawarma I ever had.
I'm pretty sure anything.
It's in Temple Terrace off of 56th Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where that's at. But you know what's so crazy?
Yeah.
Looking at the transition of how we used to only go to Red Lobster, Chili's,
That's right.
and Applebee's,
Olive Garden.
Yeah.
and now because of social media like Instagram and TikTok, the videos, all the most popular places now are the mom and pops.
Yeah. And then
It's doing so good for them.
And that's the next thing. When we get back from break, we're gonna ask Trey how he built such a huge social media empire from 0 followers to over 180,000. I mean, that's freaking crazy. That's so awesome. So make sure you vote for us on Creative Loathing as the
Best
best
of the Bay.
Yeah, best of the Bay for the podcast. And you can vote as many times as you want. So just keep voting for us. Nothing
Once
else.
a day, once a
I'm just
day.
kidding. Vote for whatever else you like. And like us on social media, Facebook, Instagram. Really appreciate you tuning in to us. We'll be right back with Trey again. All right, guys, we're back with Happy Hour Holidays here with Trey, private chef.
No, we're not.
Oh, we're not on?
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So we were asking Trey how, obviously I love watching food, food videos all day long. I doom scroll and watch them all day long. So Trey, tell us how you went viral to get over 180,000 followers. Obviously your food's fantastic. I got to try it.
Plating is awesome.
And the plate
too.
is good, yeah. So what was the story behind being able to get to that number? I mean, that is extraordinary.
So it happened twice. First I went viral on TikTok. I was at home and I made this video, right? It was It was like, I think it was bass. It was sea bass, garlic mashed potatoes, green beans, and like some sort of sauce.
I fucking love sea bass.
Sea bass is so good.
But is that's different than Chilean sea bass, right? Or is it like a type of sea bass?
Chilean sea bass is, I think that's normal bass.
Yeah.
Bronzini or Bronzino.
Oh yeah, that's the one
That's European sea bass. And it's a little cheaper than
really?
Chilean sea bass, yeah.
They always charge so much for that Chilean or that Bronzino. I know, because they always give you the whole fish, right?
Yeah, so typically it's baked with baked and it's stuffed with like citrus and all types of things. But I made the video and I was like, oh, I'm gonna do this dope step-by-step video. I'm gonna post it on Instagram. Instagram would not let me post it. It would not let me post it. I don't know. It would just kept messing up during the editing process. So I was like, oh my God. I was irritated. So I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm going to just post it on Snapchat, put a song behind it. I didn't even edit it personally on Snapchat. Not Snapchat. TikTok. I didn't even edit it personally on TikTok. I let TikTok edit it because there's an option on TikTok to let them edit your video.
Really? I didn't know they could do that.
Holy shit.
So I let them do it and I chose a sound. I posted it. I woke up and it was going viral.
No way.
And that video got 3 million views.
And you were asleep while it was going viral.
While it was going viral. I woke up the next day and I was like, oh.
Just a fucking fish, and I'm like, damn, how did it?
That's when TikTok had first came out, and I was very frustrated with like trying to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
Went viral on TikTok, and I started going viral ever since. I got 75,000 followers on TikTok.
I think like 76.
Yeah, like 70. It was,
I looked it up, 76.9.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I don't even post on there anymore.
Really?
Yeah,
I like Instagram too. Like my wife's on TikTok a lot, but I'm just like, I like Instagram, man.
TikTok is more for, and we see this in the people that, you know, have followed us. They're between the ages of like 18 and 25. That's why we don't get a lot of followers, because of the stuff we're talking about on TikTok. But on Instagram, it's people that are 25 all the way to 45.
Instagram is a way wider range because it was around longer. I like TikTok. I think TikTok is really. I think TikTok's the new Google.
Oh, you're right. I know. Yeah, you put
forget
it in
Google. Let's go to TikTok.
Yeah, right.
But I genuinely feel like I stopped on TikTok because I wanted to focus on Instagram. So that's why I stopped TikTok. And TikTok's changed. Now it's kind of like hard. It's a different kind of algorithm. The algorithm changes a lot. Yeah. So we went from short videos being the vibe. Now the vibe is longer videos and voiceovers.
That, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, voiceovers. That's actually what we had the guy from Fuck.
You right there, buddy?
Yeah. From Tampa Bay is awesome on Joe Malinowski. Mm-hmm. And he has a large following as well, and that's what he does. So he films everything, puts a large bold caption that is the title of the video, then captions out the rest of what they're talking about, and then he's voicing over all the B-roll footage. Which that to me seems like a fucking pain in the ass, man.
Oh my God, I hate my voiceovers. I hate voiceovers.
Do you do the voiceovers?
I do the voiceovers. Yeah. I'm doing voiceovers now because people are not really interested in what you're doing. They're interested in you. Then they're interested in what you're doing. So
but cooking's a little different, because I feel like cooking, I mean, that's...
You have to voice it over because...
Yeah, I know, but I mean, that's something that I would be interested in if I could watch a video with just the food without
no sound, just food.
I mean, honestly,
I could do that shit too. As long as there's, because I saw a couple of them where you were plating, and I was like, plating is just interesting to me, because I've tried to do it when I cooked at home, like very, very fucking few times. But for my wife, and I would like try to lay it out, dribble the fucking sauce, and like try to make the rice in a bowl and try to make it look cool. And she's like, "What the fuck are you doing? I'm just hungry."
That's hilarious.
No, but I think it does.
It does make it look cool, though.
Well, no, what cool, but I mean, also like, when you plate a food, do you feel like it gives it more of like, oh, I want to eat that?
Fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
I like plating. Plating is probably one of my most favorite things about cooking.
Yeah.
Because it's how can I do this plate today?
It's kind of like art.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely art. It's like painting. And I used to be able to draw a lot when I was a kid. So
he did. He drew a lot too, man.
Yeah.
He like drawing.
It was really nice. I've had so many mess ups with plating. Like I've had thinking like, I'm about to do this, and then the rice falls. or like just something just messes it up. But I find it very, very intriguing on how I can make something very, very creative. And I find that I like height more than anything.
Do you like what?
Height more than anything. Height with food.
Oh, so the
stacking.
bigger. Yeah. Oh shit. Okay.
I know.
So with stacking.
Is there a
I
reason
saw
for that?
It's more eye catching.
Yeah.
Yeah. It catches your eye more than something that's like painted on the plate. Like the paintings on the plate is cool. I like it. But if something's tall, you're gonna look. You're not gonna be able to look and see unless it's in front of you.
Yeah, I know.
With the painting.
Yeah, and then where do you see this business going? Do you want to have, like, I know you were kind of saying that I didn't want to really have a lot of staffs, but you get a lot of, chefs, up and coming chefs that want to learn. Where do you see your business like going in the future? I mean, as far as
I want multiple restaurants.
Yeah, you want okay.
I want restaurants. That's the end goal for me.
You went from never wanting to work in a restaurant to wanting to own them and actually work in them.
Yeah, I want to do a restaurant. I feel like if I'm gonna do anybody's restaurant, it has to be right. If I'm gonna be a part of a restaurant, it has to be right. If not that, my own. I want my own. Eventually, I want multiple locations. I want
here in Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I want to start here in Tampa, and then I'll eventually branch out. I want multiple kinds of restaurants. I want an upscale restaurant. I want like a restaurant, cool vibe, bar, lounge kind of vibe. And then I want a sports bar.
Oh, I like
the sports bar one.
Well, as far as like the fine dining and the other restaurant, what would you want to do as far as food?
Fine dining, I'm probably gonna focus more towards seafood and
I saw you made some really good steaks.
Yeah, prime meat, like steaks, lamb chops, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And just I really want to center it around upscale soul food. We don't really have an upscale soul food restaurant that I know of.
I don't know any of them.
Right. So I want to do like twist on like bougie soul food. So like peach cobbler, creme brulee, something like that. Like
we gotta throw out that good dessert,
right? Like something bougie but soulful. Yeah. Because we're in the South. We're in the South. We're deep South. So. Something like that. I want to focus on seafood, prime meats, and soul food. That'll probably be what the upscale restaurant consists of. The regular bar and lounge would be like good bar food, like a little twist, like maybe like play around with some flavors, like truffle pasta, stuff like that. And the sports bar, I want to do like outrageous, like snack food.
Oh yeah.
And I want like
duck chicken wings.
Yeah, like duck buffalo wings. Chicken dip or like just a bunch of crazy like sports bar food, like just trash food.
Where'd you grow up, man?
I grew up in Tampa. I'm from here, born and raised. I grew up in West Tampa.
Oh, same here. Well, we didn't grow up in West. I don't know if we did or not. Well, what high school did you go to?
Hillsboro. I graduated from Hillsboro High School.
Oh, shit. Oh, we went to Sickles.
You went to Sickles?
Yeah. So not that far down the street from here. Yeah.
It's over here. That's why I don't know. I know, isn't
Steinbrenner's? Yeah, but that was built after we graduated. Okay. Yeah. I mean, we're older.
How much influence do you get from your social media where a lot of times people don't even go to your website, they just kind of go, hey, I want to book you.
They do it a lot.
All the time.
They don't even click the link. They'll like DM me and be like, hey, are you available for blah 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 blah. And I know a lot of people are like, no, you need to go through my link. I'm not like that. I'll reply. Yeah. But I would prefer the link.
Yeah. Because you get that you gotta ask, and then you gotta kind of type out the questions where, hey, if you go through the link, I mean you can
then I can read everything and get kind of like a consensus of what we're about to talk about.
I saw that on your videos. You pair it a lot with either wine or alcohol or champagne. Is that how important is it to pair like a certain dish with alcohol? I mean, not to say that you need alcohol in here, but how much?
No, you definitely need alcohol.
Yeah, I think so.
Right? Like a cocktail or something. Do you kind of when you do your private, sessions, do you usually, recommend a certain alcohol with it, or is it primarily food at this point?
So if you book with me and you're doing a private dinner, it comes with a complimentary bottle of wine.
Okay.
So I automatically provide that. Red wine goes better with red meats, and then white wine is better with seafood and chicken. Oh. But drink whatever you want to drink. Who cares? But I think a wine pairing definitely brings out more flavors in whatever you're eating. It's like it completes the 360 circle
more so than like liquor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I mean, you can also pair a cocktail with your
entree.
Yeah, because I do Hennessy wings. And you can do a shot of Hennessy.
Damn, I like that, dude. Right? That was my drink back in the day. When I used to go to the clubs, I'd be like, Hennessy Coke. That's what I used to drink because it just like did something to me.
Or you can do bourbon. I make like bourbon salmon, bourbon. I just made bourbon lamb chops 2 days ago.
Really?
So you can do bourbon lamb chops with some bourbon. Why not?
Damn, that sounds freaking good.
Right.
You know, if you ever need a tester, I mean, I got you. You know, it's like, hey, bro, I got some new stuff I want to try. But that would be cool because, I mean,
Testing the food or the drink?
Test a little bit of both, you know. But when it comes to the restaurants, I mean, that would be kind of cool to own your own restaurant because you could kind of like have specials and, you know, that's it. I mean, from the private part of it to like having like a huge audience that comes in daily to be able to like give them that. I mean, it's a pain in the ass because I mean, you always get those customers that are always a pain, but at the same time, you get to be creative with the menu.
That's a good question. Have you ever had a customer complain and not want to pay?
Very rare.
Yeah.
It's and not necessarily like tell me the food is nasty because I don't think I've ever had anybody tell me they don't like my food. If they tell me something, they'll be like, "Oh, this was a little spicy," but nothing like, "Oh, this was gross." Like I've never encountered that. Not wanting to pay, I would say that's only happened like twice. But not. It wasn't something that's not like on my end. It's more so on their end. I'm very clear about pricing and communicating. I'm a very big communicator.
Yeah.
I like to make sure things are clear. So you knew what this was going to cost.
Yeah.
Like, well, you knew what this was going to cost. Why are you, what's the problem?
Yeah.
Like, so I think that's only happened like twice, but I've never had anybody tell me my food is nasty. And if it is, I like to rectify the situation. I'm a big person on customer service when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So because I like to be treated like when I'm out, I like to be treated fairly too. So if you don't like something, I'm gonna fix it.
Yeah.
Like let's fix it. What don't you like?
Yeah.
But like let me know.
Yeah, I know. That's the biggest thing. Instead of just being like later on being like, oh, it wasn't good. But what was, if you don't mind sharing, what's the most expensive meal you've ever prepared?
I was thinking about asking that, but I didn't know.
Anything with lamb chops.
Can you put a dollar amount on it?
On the most expensive order you've ever gotten, or the most, you know, maybe the wedding.
Let's say for just two people.
For two people.
Two people.
Just for two people.
Probably like $600.
$600? Oh, so you're reasonable.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Have you ever thought about maybe making a $1,500?
The thing is, I don't know what I would put on it.
like 10 lobster tails?
I've had people with no budgets. I've had people who don't care.
Gold flakes?
Yeah, I could do gold flakes, but gold flakes aren't that expensive.
No?
Really?
You can get gold flakes off of Amazon.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
You can get edible gold flakes off of Amazon. It's not
they're like the most expensive ice cream ever sold was in like the millions of dollars because of all the gold and truffle that it had in it.
Now, if I'm getting gold flakes sourced from wherever
Well, you can say it, right? I got it from Amazon, but they're sourced from.
Yeah, they're sourced from. Then that's a little different because that's going to cost different. But I've had people with no budgets, and it's like I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what else to put on the plate. I didn't know what else to give them. But the most expensive items are usually snapper.
Red snapper or just snapper in
Grouper
general?
is expensive too.
Yeah,
Grouper is pricey.
What about like Delmonico steaks?
So I want to cook a tomahawk.
Oh, yes.
I
there
want
you
to cook
go.
a tomahawk.
One of my favorite places is Eddie V, so that's why I'm like tomahawk.
Council Oak has a fucking big ass one.
And that's
bro.
probably the most expensive meat you'll probably. That and Wagyu.
Oh, Wagyu.
Wagyu is pricey.
Man, it's so good.
Yeah. Wagyu is pricey. I've never cooked a tomahawk and I've never cooked Wagyu. But I don't think I've ever given anybody the option.
Yeah. But there's like tiers of Wagyu, right? There's like, you know,
So you got the marbling score,
Yeah,
and then you got the fat score. So A5, A10 is the best that you can do. That's what Chef David Reyes said.
Yeah, he was like Wagyu, man. It's one of the
Wagyu is pricey. Wagyu, I've never had Wagyu though.
No?
Really?
I've never had Wagyu.
No shit, bro. You need to try it. It literally melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
You should just buy it for yourself, cook it for yourself,
I'm
and then start offering it.
Yeah.
That would be a good video. Wagyu
That would,
top
because
Wagyu.
I've never had Wagyu. I've had a tomahawk. I've tasted tomahawk. Tomahawk's like Tomahawks are just pricey because they're big.
They're gigantic.
Yeah, they're just big.
Yeah, once I've had like 4 dirty martinis, everything tastes the same.
Poppy steak. Have you seen Poppy steaks tomahawk?
What is poppy steak?
It's like $1,000. It's $1,000 tomahawk.
Holy
Oh, it's a tomahawk?
Yeah, at the restaurant Poppy Steak in Miami.
Yeah.
$1,000 tomahawk.
Was it worth it?
I didn't pay for it. I don't know.
Did you try it? I mean,
no, I've never. I want to go to Poppy Steak. I've never been to Poppy Steak, but I see that it's a place I really, really, really want to go. That Restoration Hardware. I want to go to their rooftop in New York.
Oh, really?
Restoration Hardware? Isn't that a store?
It's a furniture
store. What they got a good?
They have a bomb restaurant at the top of it.
Dude, so it's like Nordstrom. I mean, Basil's pretty solid.
Yeah.
That place is actually really good.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's like one of my favorite lunch places. I was like thinking, who goes to this place? And then I had 2 buddies that worked there, and they were like, "Yeah, this is
it's really
this
good,
is good
and it's
food.
like so exclusive because you would never know it's there."
And you know what's
Lobster bisque.
crazy? They don't make any money on that restaurant. They actually lose money on that restaurant.
Really?
But yeah, Nordstrom came out and said it. But they have that restaurant there because they know everybody that's going to it is probably shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or their wives are shopping, and I'm about to get a drink.
There you go.
Yeah, that's crazy. I like Cali Pizza Kitchen too.
California pizza.
Their food is really
I like
good.
their salad paired with a pizza. I mean, it's a
never
good
heard of
little
The garlic fettuccine.
garlic
Fire.
fettuccine. I love garlic stuff. It's just the breath part that kind of
Right.
kills me. It's like fuck, man. So I mean, when we get back with Happy Hour Holidaze, I want to hear the second story of the viral video that we didn't get to. We got the first one with the sea bass, and we still got one more that we want to hear. So you guys tune in. We'll make sure we get to it as soon as we get done with this session. Make sure you vote for us on Best of the Bay and keep tuning into us because we're just having all these great people that get inspired and create their own businesses, and they become successful, and they're doing something that they actually love. So keep it going out there. Make sure you make your dream work.
Yeah, and follow EnTre. It's spelled ENTRE on Instagram and on TikTok, right?
Right. Follow me.
And then make sure you get him for one of those private sessions where he cooks some fucking crazy stuff that you're gonna be booking him every night if you could. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, welcome back to Happy Hour Holidaze. And I wanted to ask Trey, the second video, the viral video that you got, a good massive chunk of followers. I don't know if it was a massive chunk.
It was a majority of my following.
More than this first time with the sea bass.
Yeah. So the sea bass got me a bunch of followers. But it got me like to 20 or 30K on TikTok. And then I just posted more. The more I posted, the more I gained.
Yeah.
But with Instagram, I was at like maybe 25K.
Okay.
I had worked myself up to 25K, and I have this thing where I'm not really consistent with posting, and I'm trying to find my my thing. And it was one of those moments where I wasn't being consistent. I was a little depressed, so I was just kind of like, you know what, you just got to get back out there. You got to do it. Came across this sound from this guy. I don't even remember his name, but it was a nice sound. It was like talking about food, and I was like, I'm gonna just make a video to this sound. So I took a bunch of old videos and put together a compilation video.
Oh shit.
And then I was going to wait to post it the next day. And I was like, nah, I'm going to post it now. So I posted it, and it gradually picked up. And then it went viral. It was 13 point something million views now.
Holy fuck.
What the
13.7 or 9 million views. It was on every other platform getting shared. I didn't even know. Like, people were sending it to me like, they didn't tag you. And I'm like, oh, I don't know. And it gained me over 140,000 followers.
Are you serious? Off of one video?
Off of one video.
Holy cow.
It only takes one. It really only takes one video.
That's crazy.
13 million views.
I've been throwing shit at the wall and
We're over here like, please stick.
like 240 videos. I still we got 930 followers or some shit.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You just never really know. The algorithm is so weird. The algorithm changes all the time. You just got to find it and kind of ride it out.
Yeah, and we were talking off camera, Trey, but it's kind of like you're a little bit of a therapist and a cook.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you get your usual clients, but I mean, a lot of times, hey, they want somebody to talk to. Maybe they're busy business people. I mean, they just kind of chill there with you while you cook, and
it's just one person. It's not like two people.
Sometimes it's two. I like talking to them though. I'm a very talkative person. I feel like when you connect with your clients on a kind of different level, it keeps them coming back, and it lets them know your personality. Because I could just come in there and cook and not talk to you.
Yeah, not talk
but what's
to
the point of that?
Yeah,
you pay for an experience, and it's all a part of the experience. So I don't mind being a therapist. I don't mind helping you. I don't mind. I'm here anyway. So
they ever go, you want to drink with me?
Yo,
all the time.
A lot of them try to get me drunk. A lot of them try to get me drunk. They always want me to drink. I always take a shot. I feel like when you say no, it's like, oh, you don't want to take a shot? I'll take a shot. Sure, why not?
I feel like that too. Like if you don't say, all right, well, I'll take the shot, then it's just like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you're not with the I'm with the vibes. Just let me finish. I don't want to burn nothing. So it's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Have you ever had any clients get a little bit too out of control?
No. I don't think so. I think if they're out of control, they usually are clients who don't care. Like they have a lot of money and they are partying. So it's just like they're just with whatever and you can do whatever.
Have you had some pretty crazy, like maybe like 3 or 4, maybe 5 couples that you've cooked for and they've got a little bit wild, like not really.
What kind of wild are we talking about?
Like we're talking like I'm just talking about like maybe I don't know, maybe like doing drugs or maybe
no. I mean I've had people smoke in front of me, but that doesn't bother me. I don't care. It's not my business. Yeah. It's like do your big one. I don't care.
Yeah. They just break it up just so they're like, yeah, you see me?
Yeah.
You want this?
You want to hit it? Sure, right not.
I don't care. I don't care. Do what you want to do. It's not my business. I don't care. Like I'm just here to cook.
Is there like any any houses you've been to that you're a little bit uncomfortable?
Yes. I've been to a couple of houses where I was a little uncomfortable, but not because it was like intentional on their part. It's like, oh, I booked the chef and now we're beefing.
Oh, you mean like they were fighting?
Yeah, like they were into it, but they had to like save face because I was there. I've been in situations like that. I've been in situations where I've arrived and my client called me and she's like, I'm about to cancel because he just pissed me off. I was just like, oh, I'm here. She was like, I'm gonna try to pull through it. But it's certain those are kind of awkward because the vibe is a little off.
Yeah, like they're kind of fighting.
And you probably have to talk through that, right? Where you're probably asking questions and they're not really answering anything, right? Like you're trying to restore the atmosphere, and they're just not having it.
It depends. I'll pick up a vibe. I'm a good I'm good at reading people.
Yeah.
So I'll fill out the room and see if it's like room for me to like change the vibe. If there's not, I'll just cook and be like, all right, you guys enjoy.
Here you go. This is gonna taste good. Maybe it'll bring you guys together.
But because I'm so personal, because it's such a personal experience, you really get to take in like each and every client. Like I'm around a lot of different people, personalities and stuff like that. So it's interesting to see how everybody thinks, how everybody navigates, and how completely different it is from somebody else.
How long have you ever been to a house where you're like, holy shit, this is gigantic?
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about like 20,000 square feet on the water with 3 pools. Well, maybe not 3 pools, but like a really big fucking pool.
I've been in high rises. I think high rises are my favorite.
Those are your favorite?
Yeah, but no, they are an ass to get to. Like,
oh, yeah, they are.
With everything you have to bring up, right?
Yeah, and then parking. Parking is terrible because you have to park in another building. Or another garage, walk out the garage, walk into the other building, and then go all the way up. Oh, my God.
But the views.
The views make up for everything.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say.
The views make up for everything.
So you probably cooked in Channelside Towers, right?
I've cooked in Channelside.
Harbor Island.
I haven't been to Harbor Island yet. I'm trying to get over there.
No?
I'm trying to get over there. So if you're in Harbor Island, book me. But I've cooked in Channelside. I've cooked in Bear's Den in Orlando. I've cooked in Bears Den.
Oh,
like
so you
3
go
times.
all the way to Orlando?
I go everywhere. Miami. I've cooked in a high rise in Miami. I've cooked on South Beach.
Oh,
a high rise
shit.
in Miami.
Damn, that one must be nice.
That one was dope. That was actually my first time in South Beach, like directly in, and just to see like, oh wow, like this is Miami. I've been to Brickell. I've been to Atlanta.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Atlanta.
yeah. So I mean, anybody can book you anywhere, right? As long as
Yeah,
they
as
pay
long
for
as
the
they're paying.
airfare.
As long as
It's like,
they're
you want me to
paying.
go to Miami? All right, well, there's a travel fee, right?
Yeah, of
Because you
course.
tell them you're based out of Tampa,
Mhm.
and if you want to go to Atlanta or whatever, they just have to
Do
pay.
they fly you or do you drive?
It depends. It depends
Yeah.
on where I'm going. And
Like, what's the furthest you've been?
for food?
Yeah.
Atlanta.
For cooking? Yeah.
Oh yeah, Atlanta. He said.
Oh,
For
New
pri-
Orleans.
Oh, New Orleans.
New Orleans. But New Orleans, they provided everything. It was for the fried chicken festival.
Yeah.
So I just showed up. But food wise, like me, like just cooking on my own.
Doing the private chef, yeah.
Atlanta. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
drove.
Yeah. Well, it's not that far, right? 7.
It's 6 hours. It's
6
the
hours?
furthest I'll ever drive.
So
but-
he's going 120 miles an hour.
Yeah, definitely like the furthest I'll ever drive. But that was a pretty big house. That was a really, really big house.
You've
Was that
also
pretty-
been to Jacksonville, right? I think
I've
you
been to
said.
Jacksonville. Jacksonville was pretty cool.
Are these for events or are these just?
That Jacksonville was a one-off dinner. She just liked my food so much, she booked me all the way from Tampa to Jacksonville.
Damn,
way.
so she's
Just by
probably-
herself.
Just by pictures. It was she had never even
She just wanted some good food.
Yeah.
for her and her husband. And that's what it was.
Damn.
And pre-COVID, I used to be able to charge just a flat fee for certain places per day. Now, no, I can't do that. I have to calculate everything. Everything is so
I
expensive.
know.
So I can't do it anymore.
How's that affect? Like that's affected your business, right? Like, I mean, the cost of food. I mean,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's a lot of people, like you said, they don't even have a limit. It's just like, hey, I just want
Usually the ones booking private dining experiences probably don't care about money too
Yeah.
much. You know,
Sometimes, but the thing is, it's like it depends. It depends on the client, what they want, and stuff like that. Because I've had people with the most money be the cheapest. So,
that's usually how it
that's
runs.
yeah,
that's
so-
usually how it runs.
and then I have people who just don't care. So, or people who are just willing to pay. So you run into a lot of different people, personalities when it comes to things like that. So it honestly just depends.
What's the smallest house you've been to
A
cook
tiny
for?
home.
A tiny
Really?
A tiny home.
like 500 square feet.
probably less than that.
home?
It-
cook,
I
to
was-
cook for a couple or
It
what?
was- I don't even remember where it was.
To cook for a
It
couple?
was a couple.
A tiny
Yeah.
place in a tiny home.
It was. She told me too. She was like, "Hey, I
We're not
have a
going to
tiny
be able to
home."
pay rent now because we have you coming.
She
in.
was
No,
an.
I'm just
It was an
kidding.
Airbnb experience.
Oh, really?
And I got there and I was like, "Oh."
Where's
Like,
the kitchen?
it was like- Was it? It was like a little bigger than this room.
That's it. How the
Yeah.
fuck do you live in this?
This room is not even 200 square feet.
It was a little bigger than this room. It was a tiny home.
Wow.
It was like very small.
I wonder where it was at because like I've seen some tiny homes.
I
there.
have.
It was a tiny home
Not.
community
Oh,
on the lake.
Oh shit!
so
Well,
they were probably vacationing.
I think they were. It was like
Yeah.
it was like a little thing. That's the smallest I've ever cooked in.
Was there like a stove?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. A stove, an oven.
They have small stoves.
Oh, okay.
That are like 2 eyes and then a mini oven.
So
Oh,
that probably
wow.
took a long time to cook.
No. I'm lying. Maybe like 30 minutes longer than it normally does.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Huh.
Because honestly, it doesn't take me that long to cook. If it's 2 people and you guys get like, let's say, surf and turf, it's gonna take me about an hour.
That's it.
Yeah.
Shit.
So are you giving them appetizer, entree, dessert?
Everything's a la carte. So if you want to book like all of the extra courses, then yeah. But if not, it comes standard with whatever meal you decide to choose,
Yeah.
your entree, and then a bottle of wine.
Oh, okay. So
Does do you make the dessert or is that something that
I make certain desserts. I'm trying to work on my baking and all the
Yeah.
extra stuff,
Yeah.
but I make certain desserts. I make fried pound cake. My mom
Sure.
makes the pound cake and I fry it. So her pound cake is really good, and I top it with ice cream and I make caramel and I just
Oh
on top.
shit.
I saw
There
something
we
that you
go.
had on your page with like strawberries. Was it a pound?
No bake cheesecake.
Oh yeah, that shit
No
looks
bake
so
cheesecake
good, man.
is so good.
Yeah, I
It's
was like, I
the
saw it on
best
your page. I was
thing ever.
like, damn, this is good, man.
What is a no bake cheesecake?
Cheesecake that doesn't go in the oven. So it's like a cheesecake filling that I make, and I'll do like a strawberry crunch no bake cheesecake. So I'll do vanilla wafers and vanilla Oreos. Not vanilla, strawberry wafers, vanilla Oreos. I'll make the no bake cheesecake filling, and then I'll take like some strawberry syrup and then regular strawberries.
Damn, bro.
And I'll layer it all in a wine
cheesecake.
glass.
Damn, bro, I'm feeling hungry right now. Feeling hungry right now.
It's really, 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 really good. I want to play with some flavors. I feel like with no bake cheesecake, you could do a ton of flavors. Like I want to do like cinnamon roll, Oreo.
Cinnamon roll is good.
That's gonna be fire.
How do you like like it's tough like when you're cooking all the time and you try your own food. How do you maintain like not like
Making
you're
yourself some?
yeah. Like not weighing like 400 or 500 pounds, like
I believe it or not, I don't eat my food. I eat out every day.
oh, you know?
Yeah, I eat out almost every day.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
So you don't
know.
cook for yourself?
No, not really.
That's crazy.
And if I do cook for myself, it's BS. Like I don't even make rice. I'll microwave it. I'll buy microwavable rice, pop it in there. I'll make like fish, put it on top, call it a day.
But you like trying all the different restaurants here, so
I've been to a lot of restaurants here. I love restaurants. I love exploring different foods and stuff like that. Like I've been to a lot of different restaurants here. I've been to
top three.
Top three
Yeah,
in
let's go
Tampa.
top 3.
Yeah.
No, Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay,
Bay.
St.
Yeah.
Pete, Clearwater included.
Sarasota.
Now I'm
too.
gonna hold you. This is probably gonna sound so childish. I like Waffle House. Waffle
Waffle
House.
House. Oh my god.
Waffle House is like
Are you kidding?
California Pizza Kitchen. I've always loved them. I don't know why. But as far as like date night, I like Bouillon and is Bouillon or Bouillon in Channel Side. Pernolino was really good in Channel Side.
Pernolino.
Burns is very good.
Damn, I haven't been there.
Burns is really good.
I have. I've been there.
Burns is like a Tampa staple.
Yeah.
And they have the dessert room.
The problem is that it's so damn hard to get in there.
What was the Perolinos? What?
Pertolino. It's Mediterranean.
How do you spell?
Perdalina. If I'm not mistaken.
What are they?
It's Mediterranean.
Oh man.
And
Oh,
it's very nice.
Is
that
it off
it? Is
of
that the
East
new-
Cumberland Avenue?
If it's Water Street area.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
That's the one. That's the one I
Sure,
heard that
well,
was
my-
opening up, and it was like really everybody was talking about it. But then I looked at the Google reviews, and I was like, damn, it's like mixed. It was like,
Bro, not a lot of
I
people
like
like
the food.
Mediterranean food. That's
Yeah,
I love
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean
It's acquired, but it's really they have whipped feta. Whipped feta is so good. Whipped feta is really good.
I could eat
I
feta.
got a
like, all day.
4.1.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not
I was
bad.
like looking at it, I was like 4.1.
I liked it. I really liked it. I like Meat Market. Meat Market is so good.
Really?
Meat Market.
Man,
is
I'm
really good.
different about that place.
A lot of people. I hear a lot of
Only
mixed
because of the
reviews.
customer service, not really so
Their
much
customer
the
service is
food.
Fire.
Really?
The customer service is fire.
Man, for me, Eddie V's has got the best, man.
Really?
Yeah, Eddie V's is so good,
Well,
man.
I
you
heard
haven't
a
been to
person
Burns
that's
then.
Oh, really?
What about Ocean Prime? I love Ocean Prime too.
I do
Ocean
like
Prime
Ocean
is
Prime,
awesome,
yeah.
man.
But it's a chain. So.
Yeah, it is.
But it's really, really
just
good.
like Eddie V's, everybody always says the same thing about
You
Eddie
can't really
V's.
count it as a
Ruth's
restaurant
Chris.
because they're all over the place. But at the same time, I mean, I think Eddie V's is the best high-end restaurant just because they're always consistent. Their service is amazing. And it's not like too far out there when it comes to cost.
Fleming's was okay.
Fleming's.
They just actually remodeled.
Did you see that? I was
Yeah,
like,
they
so
just
they
remodeled.
have their existing one right next
and then
to
the
where-
flagship location is that they're opening up.
Oh, that's what it is.
That's going to be the flagship. I think it's off West Shore.
Oh wow.
West Shore and Boy Scout Road.
I like Stillwater's too in St. Pete.
I mean,
I've heard of Stillwater.
Stillwater, I think.
Is it off the main?
I think it's in downtown, right?
right?
Sundial.
Okay, I think I've
Yeah.
been there before.
I've been to Sea Salt there. Sea Salt was okay.
Yeah, I think it might have been Sea Salt the one I went to.
I'm not a fan of Ruth Chris.
Fuck
Nobody
Ruth
likes
Chris.
Ruth.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Ruth
Nah,
Chris.
man.
Or Charlie's. I don't really care for Charlie's. either.
Charlie's, man, the one that was down there always smelled like a sewage line. Wasn't it?
They're about to remodel. They're building a new
Yeah, on the
flagship
corner,
location,
right?
too.
Right
Yeah.
next to International Mall.
That suits them way better.
Did you ever go to Armani's?
No, where's that?
Oh, now it's closed. But it was at the top of the Grand Hyatt on Courtney Campbell Causeway.
I did not
on the
know
top
they
roof.
had one.
Yeah, they had it. It's by Oyster Catchers. Boom. Oyster Catchers is a great place to go
I've
to.
never been there either.
Go to Oyster Catchers, bro.
I like Ciro's, but they closed.
Ciro's.
They closed?
Yeah.
Ciro's is closed.
No way.
Wasn't
Ciro's
that a
was so good.
speakeasy?
Yeah. It was like the
They
best
had the
campus
absolute,
speakeasy.
right? The absolute. They had the
I
absolute.
never. No, they had the absinthe. I never fucking ate there, but I drank there.
They have a sister location. It's called Jekyll's in Hyde Park.
I've heard of Jekyll's.
Uh,
Where's
They have a
Get it?
$1,000 cocktail.
Makes sense.
Made with not Don. It's made with Louis the 13th.
Oh yeah, we used to go to the cigar bar all the time, and we used to try out like some different.
Louis the 13th is an overpriced bourbon.
Yeah, I mean, I always stick with Johnny Walker Blue. You know, Johnny Walker Blue for me. What would you say, Trey, is like your favorite food overall? Like, what would you say that you like to eat?
Pasta and rice.
Pasta and rice. Wait, pasta and rice?
Pasta and rice. Not together, but like.
I was gonna say
separate entities.
Oh
no, I'm a very big pasta person, and I love rice. I can eat rice every day.
Shit,
I could eat yellow rice every day.
Rice is so good.
And
the two worst things.
And black beans.
Yeah, black beans.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
We're talking Cuban now. Yellow rice, black beans. Let's go.
Yeah,
I hope you like having gas all day. Right. Oh my god! All right, guys, and
We got a minute 30 seconds.
All right, yeah. All right. Well, when we get back with Happy Hour Holidaze, we'll continue with Chef Trey. We're gonna call him Chef Trey because he's got the hotness on the plate. And we'll be right back. Make sure you keep tuning in with the audience, and thank you for listening. I think the tequila's starting to hit.
I was about to say. You start fumbling your words, bro.
Not making sense anymore.
Is that number one or number two?
I don't know. This is like number 3. All right, guys. We're back with Happy Hour Holidaze here. Your go-to fucking business. Tequila, whiskey,
White Claw.
vodka.
White Claw sponsor us already.
This
You want a delicious hard seltzer?
This guy stuffs
Go
like
for White Claw.
3 or 4 in those motherfuckers. So,
He just keeps pouring them in the coffee cup.
dude,
Where are all these going?
So Trey, tell us what inspiration or motivation you could tell somebody who's trying to be a private chef. You know, like right now in this day, you know, or for business, you know, being a chef, like what can you tell somebody, or whatever you want to leave the audience, you know, anything that you want to leave the audience about yourself, you know, anything.
For anybody who's wanting to be a private chef and you want to go big and, you know, do all these different things, I would say first you want to start off with where you're going to finish. Figure out what you want your end goal to be. And even though that might change in the future, you will just adjust. But figure out what you want your end goal to be. And then that'll help you start with where you want to go. Just do it. I think a lot of people that I run into who want to become chefs, they're like, oh, I don't have this. I don't have that. I don't have this. I didn't have any of that. Just do it. Just do it. I would say just do it. And it's going to come. All of that's going to come. I didn't have a lot of different things when I first started out. I didn't have the blocks. I didn't have the serving dishes. I didn't have the equipment. I didn't have a lot of that stuff. But as I worked with what I had and I just kept going. And just believe in yourself, push your content, work on yourself, work on your craft. There's been plenty of times that I've stopped posting and stopped doing certain things to make sure that my food, my quality, everything was really good and how I wanted it to be. And each time I scroll down my page, I can see where I stopped and started over. So work on that and just believe in yourself and keep going. And don't compare yourself to anybody because everybody's journey is different.
And also that they don't need to go to culinary school to be a successful chef.
You don't. It's not even a requirement.
No,
you don't have to be a chef. You don't need to go to culinary school.
No, but you know, I love everything you said. And the biggest thing that I liked about you, Trey, it was that you just literally said, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait around. I'm not going to make 50,000 excuses. I'm going to start with a baseline and then move from there, and look where you are now, man.
Yeah. It's crazy because now sometimes I overthink a lot of other stuff. But just do it. I literally just do it. It's so many opportunities out here for everybody, and it's enough room for all of us to eat. I can't cook for everybody. He can't cook for everybody. Anybody can't cook for everybody. Yeah. There's too many people in the world, you know? But just start and follow your dreams and make it happen.
You said that you never had a mentor or a coach or someone you could call. Do you have that service where maybe up and coming private chefs would be able to reach out to you? Is that something you do?
I wouldn't even call it a service. I think with me, I don't think I'll ever make it. Well, I won't say that. For now, it's not a service because I just remember how it felt to not have anybody to ask. So when they hop in my DM or they shoot me something and they're asking questions, I don't mind helping them because it's something that we all need. We all need to help each other. And because I'm giving this to you doesn't mean you're going to do it exactly like me. You'll never do it like me. You're going to do it like you. So I help anybody as much as I can.
Yeah. And if you're looking to maybe work with Chef Trey,
Yeah.
I mean, hey, he always needs some staffers for the 120s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, that's fantastic, man. I mean, it's admirable that you started at a point. I mean, during a hard time. I mean, during COVID,
Yeah.
when it was like, hey, man, I mean, how do you make some money here? So, and you got through it, persevered.
Yeah. COVID was actually a really good moneymaker.
Right, because everybody was
at home and they wanted to go out to eat so bad.
Yeah.
So they couldn't. So they was like hiring me. So I was like, COVID was so much. I was literally, I couldn't breathe.
Wow.
I was working almost every day during COVID.
It's wild because like our business experienced the biggest increase in our revenue because of COVID.
Because everybody was at home.
Yeah,
and then
and we own a real estate photography business.
Mhm.
So how are people going to sell and buy homes? Well, they're going to look at the pictures through the internet.
Right. People always eat with their eyes when it comes to anything.
Yeah.
They always eat with their
Definitely
eyes
with
first.
food, man.
Yeah.
I know I do that shit.
Yeah.
They eat with their eyes first. Make sure it looks good. You got to make sure everything looks good. And then coming off of COVID, it was an adjustment because now everybody's back outside.
Yeah.
So everybody wants to be.
And the traffic was worse. The
Yeah,
traffic
there was a
so-
lot of different things, and then
Oh my God,
everything
yeah.
got super expensive really,
Oh,
really
yeah.
quick. Remember when gas was like $1?
Yeah,
No.
yeah, I remember that.
Gas was just like $2, $1.89.
And now it's
man,
$3.50 in the
yeah.
Tampa Bay area,
Yeah,
and it doesn't seem to fall.
it doesn't.
It like balances between $3.29 and $3.69.
Yeah, it doesn't want to go lower than $3.
Trey, how can people book you one more time for the audience so they know?
One more time, it's EntreEats.com, or you can follow me on Instagram at EnTre's, ENTRES, and 2 underscores, and same thing on TikTok.
Boom. Book your damn dinner, your lunch, your breakfast, whatever you want, baby. Hey, I really appreciate you coming
Oh,
on.
actually,
Trey.
do you do that? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah, I do all of that.
Yeah.
If you want to eat all day,
Brunch?
I got you all day. Brunch, breakfast, whatever it is. Whatever you want. You want stuffed steak, you want stuffed shrimp, lobster tail.
Oh, yeah, man. What about some shrimp and grits?
Shrimp and grits? What? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a grits fanatic. My grits are fire.
Yeah, I love it, man.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Trey, for coming on our podcast, man. We really appreciate it. It was awesome, man, having you on and learning so much about food. And thank you for the audience tuning in. We really appreciate you every single week. And we'll continue to bring people that inspire you so that you can get out there and make your dreams come true. Make sure you vote for us on Creative Loathing, Best in the Bay. Happy Hour Holidaze, Holidazers, get drunk, get wasted, get what? What are you talking about?
Thank you guys.
Must be
Get
the
successful.
Just kidding. Have a great day.